The thing that fascinates me most about Billy Budd is the fact that it's a memory play, that we meet Veer as an old man, and the entire opera unfolds so that he can tell us his story. And at the end, he comes back, I think, finally to say, so now you've seen it, what do you think? What do you think? Can you forgive me? And in this opera, it feels like Veer is the good man that fails to do the right thing. Otherwise, 40 years later, he wouldn't still be thinking about what he did to Billy, and we wouldn't see images of the hanging in his head.
Captain Veer's greatest fault was having the interview with Billy Budd and Claggart at the same time. What's interesting is what Claggart was doing, which was frame this poor kid, was an offense that was punishable by death in itself. He could have stopped it. There's no question he could have stopped it. And then he suffers for the rest of his life because of it.
When Billy is condemned by the three officers, it's very clear in the trial scene that the officers themselves are devastated by what they have to do. They look to Veer for leadership and he provides nothing. The entire crew is upset. They're ready to mutiny to save Billy. The only person that seems to accept this with a kind of strange grace and dignity is Billy himself.
He doesn't want Veer to suffer. Because the last thing I say to Veer is, "Starry Veer, God bless you." And it's my way of saying, I forgive you. I don't want my shipmates to mutiny. I don't want them to be angry. I want them to move on. I try not to let heroism take over Billy's character. It's just that he's got this light that emanates from his soul. He's not trying to be a hero, and he certainly doesn't want to be the victim. That's part of what makes him so beautiful.
When Billy appears, John Claggart sees this guy who comes from a bad situation yet is happy and thinks for the first time, oh no, there was a different way. I didn't have to be miserable and resentful my whole life. Claggart has figured out what works for him. He's established order in his own way, and he compares it to a living hell, and no one likes Claggart. I think he wishes he had more respect. He's never had love in his entire life. He's deeply, deeply hurt. His world is turned upside down because of Billy. You know, in a kind of visceral way, Claggart is attracted to Billy, and he can't deal with those feelings. And so his only option is to destroy him.
Dansker cannot get through to Billy that Claggart has his eye on him, and that he's probably going to act on his evil impulse and try to destroy Billy.
Goodbye, baby.
Performing this role wears me out emotionally. Very few roles do that.
The craziest part of all of this is this all happened, not this exact story, but like this is how these men lived in real life. This is all based off of actual accounts of how it was to be on these ships.
We arranged to put Craig Verm in a harness and actually hang him in front of a green screen in order to do the video projections. It was really interesting being in the studio the day that we were doing the filming of this. It's a piece that asks very dark questions about humanity, and it's been good and fascinating to explore all of that, but it's left a mark on all of us as well.
Part of Billy's beautiful Act 2 aria is singing about him being entwined in the oozy weeds. And that's a way of the storytellers trying to give us that sort of feeling of the horrible waste of a good person. We actually see through visual language this body drifting down into the ocean depths, because really that's what Veer is imagining. It's something you never see. And often in the theater, in the opera, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring sort of moral questions to bear for our audiences.
I try to just grab a little bit of what that must feel like to be that close to death, and at the same time to inside be wanting to pass strength on to my shipmates. I so hope that that message of incredible selfless love that this opera portrays is really grasped by the audience. It's huge.
I'll stay strong, and that's all all